Hey guys, what's up? Out on a new hunt today. I just got permission on this house here. It's got a little bit of a yard there and some fields and stuff around. But I'm just waiting for the gentleman that gave me permission to move his tractor. And so this way I have a place to park. But looks like the place is at least 100 years old, maybe a little bit older. So hopefully there'll be some good finds. We'll see. But all right, we will see you on the first find. Hopefully there's something to show you. See you on the next find, guys. Well, so far I've been here about a half an hour. Been playing around this tree. There seems to be some fill in here. The roots are horrible. The only thing I really found so far was this cool little relic I just dug up. Not sure what that is. If that's a little door knocker or maybe a dresser pull. Not sure. I'll get it cleaned up. I noticed some lettering or something on the back there. So we'll have to clean it up and see if I can find out anything about it. But it's a little older. I did find a modern coin spill in my first pass, but there seems to be a lot of iron in the ground. I'm actually a little disappointed so far in what I'm hearing, but it seems like this area is loaded with iron. But all right, we'll keep going. We'll see how it turns out, see if it turns around for you, and we'll see you on the next find. Well, still at it. It's actually starting to rain out here, but that's the next interesting thing I dug up. It's like part of a pocket watch, like the bezel or whatever. It's probably gold plated. It's not very heavy, but it's something. But don't know how much longer I'm going to be here. I'm just not feeling it here. I haven't even picked up a wheat penny yet, and I've been here over an hour, and just a lot of junk in the ground. Was probably filled at one time, getting a lot of iron signals. So all right, well, we'll see you on the next. Hopefully there's something else. Okay guys, I'm on a new hunt today. I got permission from my late grandparents' neighbor, who were over at the house cleaning up some stuff, and happened to see her, and she gave me permission on this yard here. This house was built around the 1910s. Very first signal I got in this yard turns out to be a silver dime. This is the first target that I actually dug, so that's pretty cool. And it looks like it's going to be a mercury dime, and I believe that's what it is. Yep. Let's see here. Oh yeah, definitely a merc. It was giving me a real squeaky signal. I think it was standing on its edge. Not sure on the date there. Maybe you can see it. Looks like 1940, maybe 1940. But hey, it's a good start. We'll take that. All right. Hopefully, we'll get a couple more finds like that. Too bad her dog is barking at me here. I might have to put up with that. But all right, we'll see you on the next find. Okay, back with another find. Here's something interesting. One of them Chinese coins. I have no idea how old it might be. This area here is it's right in my town, but it's mining town history here. Railroad tracks are right here. As a matter of fact, years ago, there used to be an old train station up at the top of the hill up there. I think I might have touched on that in one of my older videos, but so that's pretty cool. Take that, see if I can research it, maybe try to find out how old it is. But pretty cool. All right, see you on the next. Okay, back with another interesting find. It's a relic. Looks like some kind of a metal of some sort. I don't know. It's got some writing on it there. Looks like 2 American flags up top. I can see the word "of." Not sure, but I'll get it cleaned up. See if we can figure it out. Clean it up, show you on the wrap up. Pretty cool. All right, this is only the first little section of the yard, so hopefully that bodes well. We'll see what happens. All right, see you on the next. Okay, moved over to my first pass along the sidewalk. You can see the herringbone design on this sidewalk too. That's pretty neat. It's been here, God, as long as I can remember. Since being a little kid here at my grandparents' house. Goes all the way down halfway down the block. But anyway, next find. Cool little trade token. Let's see, it's a good for 5 cents in trade. And I think it's just got some numbers on the back there. Not sure how old or what it was for, but another cool little find. I love these yards. You never know what you're going to find in these yards in town here. Just a wide variety of stuff. I mean, like I said, I love finding the coins, but some of the relics and stuff that come out of these yards are pretty neat. But all right, we're going to continue. See you on the next. Okay, next target after that last token is going to be another token. This is good for $10 to apply on purchase of a lot in Northern Parkway, Allentown's nearest development. Good luck coin. It's clipped on 2 sides there. You can see the straight clips on there. I don't know what that was all about, but that's interesting. I don't know how old that would be, but like I said, you never know what you're going to find in these yards here. Builder and Realtor 530 or 582 Hamilton Street. Hamilton Street is a street in Allentown. I know that. I'm a little bit familiar with that area, Allentown, Pennsylvania. Okay, not sure. I'll try to do a little research on that after I clean it up. But all right, we're going to continue. Like I said, these yards are, you just never know with these yards here. But all right, see you on the next. All right, been a little while. Covered a lot of this front yard here. Picked up another wheat penny, a little bit of clad, but my next relic, a little pocket watch. Still has the face on it. Pretty cool. I don't think there's anything on it, any kind of lettering or anything I'm going to get off of it, but all right, we're going to continue. Still have the whole side yard to do yet, but don't know how long I have right now. Got a few things that I got to do, and I don't know if I'm going to get to finish the yard, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to come back. So anyway, we're going to keep going. Hopefully see you on another one. All right, guys, new hunt. A couple towns away from where I live. Yesterday it was 91 degrees. Today it's 65. So I couldn't let this day pass up, but just got permission on this old place. It's actually divided into 4 apartments. It's a huge older house. So I'm gonna start over here in this side yard by the tree. There's not too much in the front, but I'm hopeful on this place to see what we get. Hopefully find a silver coin or 2. But all right, we'll see you on the first find. All right, been a little while. I've covered a lot of this yard already. I've got about 5 or 6 wheat pennies I didn't film. Most of the ground seems to be probably topsoil put in at one point. I got an old spoon, nothing silver, but I did just come across this token, and it says Capitol Theater, Newark, New Jersey. I don't think it's that old. It wasn't very deep at all. It says Rudolph Valentino, the Eagle. So I will get this cleaned up, see if I can look it up, see if I can find out what it is, and I'll show you on the wrap up. But so far, just a few wheat pennies and not much else. A little bit of modern clad. Like I said, I got that one old spoon, but nothing really worth recording except for this. But it wasn't even really down there. It's just an inch or 2. So I don't think it's very old, but I'm going to finish the yard, see what happens. I mean, you're getting wheat pennies. You're at least old enough for like mercury dimes and buffalo nickels, so see what happens. But all right, hopefully we'll see you on another find. I just wanted to show you something real quick. Talk about scary. I did find one wheat penny at the base of this tree, but as I was going around it, I happened to look up. You can talk about a hairy situation. How long do you think that's going to be before the rest of that comes down in a storm? It's not going to take much. Look at that. I was on the other side over there, and I was like, I looked up and I was like, holy crap. I would not want to be under that thing when it comes down. There's nothing left of it, but they left that big limb up there. I hope it doesn't hurt anybody, but just wanted you to see that. I was detecting under that before I realized it. All right, well, about finished up here. Turned out that I'm pretty sure that there was a lot of fill in here, so didn't turn out so well. I think I'm gonna go out here and just do a couple passes on the curb strip, call it a day. So if we find something out there, I'll get back. If not, we'll see you on the wrap. All right, I was just coming back up through the yard, getting ready to go, and got this thing that was pretty deep. But it's one of them old Yale padlocks. When I clean it up, there's probably going to be a patent date up here along the top up there. It's a little bit bent, but it's a nice old lock. Old heavy brass lock. Not a skeleton key, but still pretty old, I think. Some weight to it there. But, alright, well, like I said, I'll be heading out of here in a minute, I think. Alright, we'll see you on the wrap, or the next. Hey guys, what's up? This is the wrap up on those couple of clips that you just saw from those few places I did. Some of these were actually, I did the detecting on some of these actually before the video came out. My last video was on Native American arrowhead that I found. These were actually before that. I just have not been able to get out. It's been very, very hot here, and I've had so much stuff going on. I mean, that's how it goes sometimes. Last year this time, I mean, I was out like at least twice a week, and by this time last year, I had found so much stuff. But, you know, that's the way it goes sometimes. So it's not always about finding the most, or, you know, finding as much as you can. It's just when you can get out, you get out. So at any rate, this was the first place that I did. You saw in the beginning clips that yellow house. It was an older house. It was built, I think it was the early 1900s. It was a farm, and I didn't find much there. I was actually surprised, a little disappointed, but around the house turned out to be a lot of fill. And like whenever I would try to dig a plug, it was like coal ash, and there was a lot of nails in the ground. It was really pretty junky. So I only managed to make a few finds there, nothing too spectacular. You know, there's an old brass casing for a rifle shell. There's a zipper, whatever this thing is. Some clad. I did find this drawer pull. It's not as old as I thought it might have been. I mean, I'm not sure. It could be maybe middle, or yeah, maybe middle 1900s, but it does have some numbers on the back, and I think if it was older, it wouldn't have numbers. I mean, that looks like a part number, not a patent date or anything, so it's probably not that old. Found the pocket watch bezel. It's not gold or anything, just plated. A couple of instrument reeds, some dog tags, both from the county that I was in, Lackawanna County in Pennsylvania. One is 1987, one is 2012. And I did find, the only old thing I found there that day was this. It's a piece of play money. It's very hard to make out. You might be able to see the Indian face on there. It's a 5-cent play coin. On the one side, I was able to make out that it says wooden nickel, which is pretty neat. Maybe you could see the writing up there. It's hard to see with the glare, but it does say wooden nickel. So it's just a piece of play money. Anyway, the second place that I was at was actually down the road from my late grandparents' house. Happened to be over at the house doing some things there, getting ready to sell it, and saw the lady outside, asked her to detect the yard, and she said, go ahead, real nice lady, and found some cool things there. So again, just the normal stuff. Some, not sure if that was off of an oil lamp or not, but some little bits and pieces. Of course, your little bullet casings, some odds and ends. I did find this older pocket watch. Don't know how old it is, but got to be at least middle 1900s, maybe even a little bit later. A little bit of clad, but the cool things that I found, it's part of a two-piece button. I think I nailed it with the shovel. But This tag, very interesting tag, and I found out a little bit about it, and I'm not going to get too deep into it, but the tag says PO of A. And then if you look right here, it says FE. It's an open Bible with an FE. Well, what I was able to find out was this metal, or whatever it is, this plate, it comes from the Patriotic Order of Americans. It was actually a fraternal group that was founded around 1847 in Philadelphia, and it was associated with a political movement called the Know Nothing Party. You can look this stuff up. If you look up the Know Nothing Party, you can get the whole history of it. But basically, it was a movement of nativist Americans. They opposed immigration, especially from Germany and Ireland. Catholics. They, for whatever reason, back in the day, there was a bunch of Protestants around, and they didn't trust the Catholics that were moving in. They felt they didn't represent their values, and yeah, it was definitely some kind of a racist thing going on, I would imagine. I mean, through time you have different instances of that, and this was just an extension of that. The thing I found out that was pretty cool was that they are still in they're still in existence today, but very dramatically different. I mean, I don't think that you can consider them a racist organization. They're patriotic. Again, you can look them up, but it's Patriotic Order of Americans. There's a list of the party's platforms from the 1840s, which is, again, very different from today. So that's a neat piece of history there. I don't know what it was off of. I've seen the design in my research. I've seen that same design on an old spoon. It was some kind of a commemorative or collectible spoon or something like that. It was an old silver spoon. But that's what that emblem and what that thing stands for. The FE was Freedom of Education on an open Bible. Not sure. But very cool piece of history. Get a chance, look it up, Google that, or look up, like I said, Google that, the Know Nothing Party, and the Patriotic Order of Americans, and you can find out some cool history about it. The next thing I found was just the hasp to an old padlock. It's a Yale and Town padlock, which I've found before, but unfortunately the lock wasn't there, just the top clasp. I found this identification tag. At first I thought it was a tag off of like an old appliance or something, but it's just an identification tag. It says identification tag at the top, and then if found, return to, and there was a space there for you to probably punch in a name or an address or something, and there's nothing written on it there, but there's an old lost and found tag. As far as old coins, I did pick up 3 wheat pennies there. One was 1940, 1942, and 1946. You can see they're in rough shape. I did get that one silver dime there that did not come up as a silver on my machine. It's a 1940 Merc. Not in too bad a shape, but I think that it was standing on its edge. It did not give me a great signal at all, but the signal was kind of steady, and then when I would move around it, it would bounce. And you got to dig those kind of targets, because, again, you never know. And all right, my camera cut out while I was just talking about that silver dime there. Forgot to erase some previous stuff and ran out of memory. But anyway, continuing, along with those coins, I did find this good for 5 cents in trade token there. And there's no name or anything on it. And I've actually found a few tokens like this with a number on the back, and it just says good for so much in trade, but I found them before. This token was pretty cool. You saw the clip of finding it there, and let me see if you can read this. I wasn't able to find too much on this, but I know it's an early to mid 1900s. It says good luck coin around the outside edge. Allentown's nearest in development, good for $10 to apply on purchase of a lot in Northern Parkway. And then on the back, let's see if you can see that. I actually wrote it down. It says homes built, financed, and sold around the top. and it's William D. Casone, builder and realtor, 532 Hamilton Street. And there's a phone number on there. On the bottom it says phone. It's hard to see that. But the phone, it just says phone, 5284. Which is pretty neat. So it's at least around the time when the telephone was out. So I don't know, maybe 30s, 40s. And like I do know that Hamilton Street is a street in Allentown. I'm familiar with that area. But pretty cool. And you can see it's clipped. And that was just how I found it. But I don't think that was clipped by a lawnmower. I think that was done by somebody on purpose. Maybe that was how they canceled it. I don't know. The last thing there was this cool Chinese coin. Now, I have never found one of these older Chinese coins. And I'm not sure. I tried looking it up. Maybe those of you that might be familiar with these. I tried looking it up. Some of the symbols were the same. Some were different. I'm guessing this is anywhere from like late 1800s, early 1900s. These things are found from time to time. This is my first one, and it was right next to the railroad tracks. That house is literally right across the street. So I know a lot of Chinese back in the day had worked on the railroads. So not beyond the realm of possibility, but if anybody knows what that is, throw it in the comments. I'd love to find out. I looked up, like I said, some stuff on the internet, and I just couldn't find anything. But all right. I'm going to pause this here, and I'm going to pull out the stuff from that last yard, and I'll be right back. Okay, this was the last yard on this particular series of hunts. This was the yard where I was standing underneath that big rotted old tree that I showed a clip of. In the few weeks since I've done this, that tree has come down. I've passed by, and it's that whole section that I showed, it came down. But anyway, again, some miscellaneous junk. Not even sure what half of this stuff is, but there was an old spoon. There's an old spoon there. This is an old like aluminum spoon, maybe like an old measuring spoon or something. Got a harmonica reed, and of course got some illicit items. Let's just say they were not smoking tobacco in that. And I think that might be something related. Not sure. Anyway, got an old Yale padlock. I think I did a clip on that too. Looks like it got hit by a lawnmower. It's pretty beat up. I found one of these several years ago that was in really good shape. This one's pretty beat up. A lot of clad in the yard. See some quarters, pennies, my zincs, couple of nickels, couple of dimes. As far as old coins, no silvers, but I did get a 1939 nickel. I think that's, what, first or second year. If you were earlier than that, they'd be a buffalo nickel. And ended up with 11 wheat pennies. And these wheat pennies all range in date. There's two 1918s, a 1919S, 1935, two 1938s, 1941, a 42, a 45, a 46, and a 48. So at least I know this yard was never metal detected before because of, you know, all these items here. The last cool thing in my clip that I took of this, let me turn this around. This was a token that I found, and I didn't think it was that old, but it turns out that this is a Rudolph Valentino in the Eagle souvenir token. And on the other side, it says Capitol Theater, Newark, New Jersey. These were made in 1925 for the premiere of that movie for Capitol Theater. They were given out to the audiences. At another theater, Rudy Valentino was supposedly threw a handful at the crowd to kind of distract them while he was going into the theater. But they used to give these tokens away. And this wasn't that deep, and I didn't think it was that old at the time, but hey, 1925 these came out. So that was a pretty interesting score. But, okay, this wrap-up's been pretty long. I want to thank you for watching if you watched this far. Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate that. If you're not a subscriber, please go ahead and hit that like button and that subscribe button. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. And we're hopefully going to get out again very soon. I have a couple more clips from a hunt I did last week. That'll be the next video, and I'm hoping to get out this weekend. So until then, stay safe, everybody, and we will see you on the next. Thanks a lot.